Cool. Right, we're now recording. Over to you, Ferdinand.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Joe, and welcome everyone. I don't know how many of you were also listening to or involved with Gianfranco Conte this morning, so hopefully you're not zoomed out by this afternoon, but I'm sure you won't be, because Joe's, and we're very fortunate to have Joe Dale. This is about the fifth or fourth, sixth, I've forgotten, presentation this year, at the beginning of the year. And they've all been extremely well received, Joe. So thank you again for helping us out in this really peculiar year. Anyway, I don't want to say much anymore, but to thank everyone for participating, and I hope you get a lot out of this session, as I'm sure you will, and to remind you that we've got other sessions happening tomorrow and so on, and that there are also, I'm sure you've already noticed, there are pre-recorded presentations on the website that you can download or listen to it at any time you like, right? Okay, Joe, all the best for the presentation, and we'll see you later.
Great. Thanks ever so much, Ferdinando, for that lovely introduction. So hello, everyone. Welcome from the past. I'm in the UK at the moment, so I'm probably 9 hours behind everybody. It is just past 7 o'clock in the morning here, but fortunately you'll be here. You'll be pleased to know I've had my breakfast. So I haven't got an empty stomach. I should be good to go for the next hour and a half. I'm recording this session as per normal. I'll also be sharing the presentation with you on the last slide via a QR code and a short URL. The video of the presentation I will post on my YouTube channel, which, if you don't know, is Joedale 100. So JOEDALE 100 as in the figures. If you just search on YouTube, you'll find it, along with hours and hours and hours of other webinars, either that I've done personally or that I've hosted along with the Association for Language Learning. So we've done 50 webinars under the banner of TILT. TILT stands for Technology and Language Teaching. We've had people literally from all over the world joining us as presenters as well as attendees. So you'd be more than welcome to check out any of these recordings. So if you don't know me, if you haven't seen me before, I have done, as Ferdinando said, whatever it is now, 5 or 6 webinars for VATI, and it's lovely to be here. I've also come to Australia many times since 2012. And worked with VATI as well, face to face. So it's great to have this opportunity to support the community in Australia. And my contact details are there. If you want any other help, let me know. But it's also fantastic to hear that the number of cases is dramatically reduced from before. Unfortunately, that's not the case in the UK. We're getting about 6,000 or what have you cases a day, which is very worrying. But on the Isle of Wight, where I live, it's not so bad. So my contact details are there. I'm just at Joe Dale on Twitter. Feel free to follow me. I've now got 29,700 followers, which is a bit crazy, really. But if you'd like to follow me, I can follow you back. And if you want me to retweet any questions that you might have about languages and technology, feel free to ask me to do that. That's fine. You can direct message me as well after this session if there's anything you're not sure about, anything to do with language and technology. Likewise, my email address is joedale@talk21.com. So feel free to send me a message as well. And it's really lovely that we have so many people joining us in the chat right now. So I hope you find this useful. This particular session is looking at how we can use Bitmojis in the languages classroom in order to promote creativity and to practice all 4 skills, particularly speaking. So let's make a start. So this is what we're going to try and cover in the session. As you can see, harnessing the power of Bitmojis to promote creativity and engage learners. The little dancing GIF there, that's quite a fun thing to do. The way that I set this up, I'm going to explain this more in detail a bit later, but essentially what I did was I used the Bitmoji Chrome extension. So if you've never seen a Bitmoji before, this is what it looks like. It's like a type of avatar that you can customize. You need to install the app, first of all, either on iOS or on Android. And then having created an account and installed the app, you can then design your own Bitmoji. So this supposedly is me, although I think I look a little bit younger in the Bitmoji, but never mind. Nobody's noticing, obviously. And then to make the dancing GIF, what I did was I installed the Chrome extension. So once you've got the app installed and you created your account, then you can install the Chrome extension just by going to the Chrome Web Store and doing a search for Bitmoji. You'll find it very easily there. And then you can then literally drag and drop the Bitmoji characters into your Google Slides presentation, which is what I did. And then I copied each slide for each picture by right-clicking on a slide thumbnail and clicking duplicate slide, which allowed me to then obviously duplicate the image. And then I clicked on the image and I chose rotate, and then you can then flip the image so it changes 180 degrees. So by doing that, I was able to run all the presentation, all the slides together to give the illusion of dancing. And then I opened up the Google Slides presentation on my iPad, and I used the screen recording default feature in iOS to record a little video of me dancing, and then I put it into an app called Image Play, which is IMG PLAY, and that allowed me to turn my video into an animated GIF, and that's how that worked. Okay, but I've given you some more instructions on that later on. Okay. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is look at how you can make a Bitmoji speak. So there's 3 apps which I'm going to refer to. Chatterbits Kid and PhotoSpeak are both iOS apps. And then on the next page, we're going to have a look at iFunface, which works on iOS and on Android. I have selected the sharing the audio option. So if I click this, you should be able to hear it in a moment. And you'll see that underneath each slide, you've got the references. So in this case, we've got 2 tweets where you can hear the video again in your own time. So let's click play and see what happens. To make this talking avatar using Chatterpix and Bitmoji, I launched the Bitmoji Chrome extension on my PC. I found an image that I liked. I dragged and dropped the image into Google Slides. I then opened up Google Slides on my iPad, went into split view with my Photos app on the right and my slides on the left. I dragged and dropped the image into the camera roll and insert it into Chatterbits Kid, so I didn't have to add a white background as I did when I did this with PhotoSpeak. And these are the results. Thanks. Okay, so that's Chatterbits Kid. Hopefully you could hear that okay. Here's PhotoSpeak, which is a similar idea. Here we go. Okay, so to make this talking avatar using PhotoSpeak and Bitmoji, I launched the Chrome extension on my PC, found an image that I liked, dragged and dropped it into Google Slides, opened up Google Slides on my iPad and put my camera roll on the right hand side and Google Slides on the left hand side using split view, and then I dragged and dropped the image into the camera roll. I then inserted it into Keynote to put a white background. I then saved that as an image and put that into PhotoSpeak to then add the mouth and the eyes automatically and create this talking avatar. Okay, there we are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you how to do this live. Okay, so I'm going to click on New Share in Zoom, and I'm going to choose the iPhone iPad module, which means I should be able to show you my iPad screen in a moment. Just give you a moment. I'm just tapping on screen mirroring now. And hopefully that will work. There we are. So you should be able to see my iPad screen. Can you just let me know in the chat that you can see my iPad screen? That'd be good to know. Hopefully the answer is going to be yes. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Right. So I've already got my Bitmoji image in my camera roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Chatterbits Kid. Right. Oh, not doing that. Hang on. Let's do that again. So we'll go to avatars, which I've got here. There we are. And then I'm going to launch, no, not that one, talking avatars even. And then I'm going to launch, so we're looking at Chatterbits Kid, which is, hang on, what I'll do instead, it's going to be easy if I just do this. Chatter. I don't know if anyone else has found this, but I found that when you've launching the Spotlight search on iOS 14, it's not as easy to find things. So I'm just having to basically go to the App Store, which is a bit silly, really. I'm sure that's not the way it's supposed to go. Anyway, this is what it looks like. It's Chatterbits Kids. You just download the app. So I'm going from basic, from first principles. So it's going to take a little bit of time to download, but that's fine. So then in that app, what you do is you then find a picture. You can either take a picture there and then, or find one from your camera roll. You then open up the app like this. Okay, and then it should, there we are.
Duck, moose.
Okay.
Welcome to ChatterPix.
And now there we are. Okay, so you can see on my screen, it says take photo or gallery. What you do is you tap take photo, and then I'm going to give permission to add the photo. So I could take a picture right now, but I'm not going to do that because we're talking about Bitmojis here. Bottom left, I'm going to tap on the icon, which refers to my camera roll. I tap on the picture, and there we are. There's the picture that I wanted to use. So then I tap next, like this. Okay, and then as you can see on the screen, if I put my finger where the mouth is, can you see? I'm now sort of drawing across the mouth. Because it's a curved mouth, it's not ideal, but it'll be okay. And then if I then press record, it will then record like this. So what I normally do is hold the iPad just underneath my chin so you don't get any sounds of me breathing or what are officially called plosives. Here we go. So
Record in 3, 2, 1, go.
okay, so in this example, I've used my Bitmoji, which I took from my Chrome extension, and I've combined it with ChatterPix Kid, which allows me to turn my avatar into a talking avatar. So it's a great way of promoting speaking in the languages classroom, and a great way to have fun as well. So you could use this with any image with a face, but using Bitmoji just gives it a whole new level. Thanks for listening. Okay, so there we are. I can then press play to listen back to it. Okay, so in this example, I've used my Bitmoji, which I took from my Chrome extension. So you get the idea. Then you tap next. Okay, then here, if you want to, you can add different sort of filters and things like that. But I'm just going to tap the original. You can also tap stickers, and you can add sort of like a pirate's hat if you really want to, this sort of thing. But I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to leave it as it is. You could add frames if you wanted to. Again, I'm not going to do that either. And you could even add some text like this. So you could write, for example, VATI, and then tap there, and there it is. But I'm not going to do that either. Okay, so then you tap next. And then you tap the icon bottom right, which is saved to camera roll. And as simple as that. So in other words, it takes a little bit of time to export to the camera roll, but then once you've got that video, it's an offline video, you can then put that into wherever you want, into a PowerPoint, into a Google Slides presentation. You can insert it into another video editing app and use it, as I say, as an introduction to a video. It's just great fun. Or you could upload it onto, say, Padlet or what have you. So the idea of this really is to mimic yourself. There we are. It's just worked. To mimic yourself. Instead of it being your own video, it can be you as an avatar. There we are. It's now playing the video. So you get the idea. So particularly for shy students, it means that it's not the student speaking. It's the avatar speaking. That's what I normally say. I can see I've got it on mute, but I can just so you could use this with any image with a face. There we are. I've just muted it again. Right, I can see that we have the question, is it possible to remove the ChatterPix logo? The honest answer is I'm not sure. Certainly, normally to remove a logo, you have to pay for that. But I don't think it is possible, actually. But you could always make an image so you've got more of a white border and then use another app to then sort of crop the video, as it were. But I never do that. I just go for it as it is, I think. So the next thing I wanted to show you is use PhotoSpeak. So this is a similar idea. So let's go to the App Store and install PhotoSpeak, which is here. So we'll then, right. So this is actually, I've actually got the image there already, but I wanted to start from scratch. So this is actually, I've actually got the image there. This is a bit weird because obviously I'm speaking and my mouth is moving at the same time. This is a bit weird because obviously I'm speaking and my mouth is moving at the same time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from scratch. So to do that, I'm going to tap here. Yeah, that's right. So you tap on the little head icon, and then you tap on the icon in the middle, which gives you access to your camera roll. You then choose your picture, and there it is. There's my picture. And then the first thing that you do is you move the eyes. Can you see? Over where the eyes are. and then the other eye goes here, and then the mouth, you just put that where you want the mouth to go. So you make sure you put the green or the red dots in the right place. The one in the middle should go like that, and then that, yeah, that's exactly all you have to do. So having done that, you then tap the tick top left. Okay, and now as you can see, when I start speaking, my mouth will move. Okay, and now as you can see, when I start, okay, and it's got teeth as well, which is a bit weird, but anyway, right. So then you tap the video record button at the bottom like this. Okay, and then you've got the red record button and you press record, and away we go. So, okay, so in this example, I'm using the same Bitmoji avatar. I've put it into PhotoSpeak, which is a free app, as is Chatterbits Kid, and it allows me to speak in the target language, but it's not myself speaking, or it's not my picture speaking, it's the avatar. So again, for shy students, they might prefer to be playing a role rather than playing themselves. Okay, then you have to give it a title. So I'll just call it, I normally call it test, but let's call it VATI for today, and tap OK. Okay, so in this example, I'm using the same Bitmoji. That's what it looks like with teeth. I've put it into PhotoSpeak, which is a free app, as is Chatterbits Kid. And then you tap the export option bottom right. Speak in the target language, like that. But it's not myself speaking. And it starts to render. It's not my picture speaking. And then it'll give me the option to export. Again, for shy students, they might prefer to be playing a role rather than playing themselves. So it's saving it. There we are. And then you tap share at the bottom, like this. And then you go to where it says save video. Okay, so we've just done that. So that means now if I go to my camera roll, then here's my video. There we are, and that's muted. I've put it into PhotoSpeak, which is a free app, as is Chatterbits Kid. So there we are. So that doesn't have the logo on that one. So in other words, you would be able to have it without the logo. So I can see I've got the question. I always get this question. Are both compatible for Android devices? No, they're not. They're iOS only. But in the next slide, which I'm going to go to right now, I'll be able to show you how you can use an Android and an iOS one, which allows you to do this sort of thing on Android. So let me just come out of this right now. I'll just click New Share. There we are, back on here. And let's go to the next one. So the next slide is this one, and this is called iFunface. Okay, so I'll just play this for you now. I'll just make sure I've got the audio turned on. Just 2 seconds. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, sorry. Let's go back a sec. I'll click share. Go back to the next one. Right, here we go. So this is what iFunface looks like. Okay, so this is my talking avatar with Bitmoji picture using the avatar app called iFunface, which works on iOS and on Android. So it means that if you have an Android device, this is a great way of promoting speaking skills. Likewise with iOS, when you do have more options, but you could use this as a remote way of practicing speaking skills asynchronously. Thanks for listening. Okay, again, I can see I've got the question. So you can only use them via the phone, not the laptop. Yes, absolutely. So lots of these talking avatar apps only work on mobiles, particularly on iOS. But once you made the video, you can then insert that into, say, Google Slides presentation, and then watch it on whatever device that you want. Okay. Okay, I've been asked a question about iPad storage. Okay, you could just have to improve your iCloud allowance, maybe, or just delete some of those videos that you've got. There we are. I'm sorry, I can't really help with that. That's just about managing your files. Okay, so let's do the same thing again. I'm going to click New Share, and I'm going to select the iPhone, iPad option again, and share. Okay, and then I'll then launch the screen mirroring. And you'll be able to see my screen, my iPad screen in a moment. Once I get the lovely tick, there we are. So you should now be able to see that. So this is called iFunface. It's completely free. And I'm going to show you how to do the same thing in using iFunface, which also works in Android. The only difference between the Android version and this version is you've got more adverts, but it does work as long as you have the right type of Android phone. Okay, so I'll tap no thanks. So all you do is you tap start, you tap albums like this, you select your Bitmoji.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my secret base. My name is Eddie, and today we'll talk about the Marvel Universe.
As I said, you do get these annoying adverts from time to time. There we are. So this is what your Bitmoji character looks like. So you tap OK. You can move and scale, but I'm happy with that, how it looks. So I'm going to tap next. Then you tap no thanks. Okay, and then you tap OK. So this is really important, this bit. This is when you have to paint on the screen like this. So what you're doing essentially is you're covering all of the person's face, starting with their hair. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you just have to cover their face, including their chin, but not their neck. And then you should get a really nice result. So I'm just doing this now manually, live in front of everyone, like that. I think that's right. There we are. And then go here. Okay. Obviously, if I had a bit more time, I could take a bit more care, but it doesn't really matter as long as you have covered most of it. So you can see I've done sort of like the border, and then all I have to do is make sure I painted the rest of the face in. You can actually use this for pair work as well. I'm not doing this today, but you can actually use this and have multiple characters on the screen. So you could practice some pair work with this, but I'm just showing you how to do this with Bitmoji with the one character. I think I've got everything there. Then you can tap on preview. Yeah, so that's looking fine. So obviously I've got the picture quite big, which is why you got the head quite big like that, but you get the idea. So then you tap next. Then you have to add the mouth. So you tap OK, and then you drag the handles of the mouth, a bit like when we did this with Chatterpix. Okay, and then you choose how much of a drop that you want with the mouth. Again, you tap preview mouth, and it looks like that. Okay, so then you tap next. Now, if you had multiple characters on the screen, you would then tap add character, and you would go through the same process. But because I'm only using one character here, I'm just going to tap record voice. And now at the bottom there, you can see it says record. So I tap record and away we go. Okay, so this is using an app called iFunface, which works on iOS and on Android. It's the best example of an Android app that I found, which allows you to produce a talking avatar. There were many, many more on iOS, but I've only found, one or two literally on Android. So if you know any others, please do let me know. So again, a great way of promoting speaking in the languages classroom using Bitmojis. Okay, there we are. I've just done that now. And then I tap share. I tap camera roll. It creates the video. And then as a result of that, it will then allow me to save that to the camera roll, which is what it's doing right now. And it does take a little bit of time to do that, but that's the great thing about doing these things live, is I just have to talk over the top while it's doing that. So yeah, so those are a few ideas around speaking. I've got obviously other ideas which I'm going to share with you in a moment, but as a starting point, why not consider taking your Bitmojis and turning them into speaking characters, either as a way of introducing a lesson objective, or obviously in different slides presentations, or in different videos to introduce a video, or for speaking practice, or listening comprehension. You could use this for as well, which could be quite fun. And we're just finishing creating our video right now, which means it will then appear in my camera roll, and we should be done just about now. That's great. So now again, if I go to my camera roll, there's my video, and it looks like this.
This is using an app called iFunface, which works on iOS and on Android. It's the best example of an Android app that I found, which allows you to produce.
Now, classic mistake. When I was recording then, what I should have done is remember to tap on voice effect, bottom left. And as you can see, we've gone for the cat option, which is a bit annoying. But if you just simply tap on the head option, then you'll get a standard, you get your standard voice. But there are other voice effects that you can add. But there we are. That's the beauty of doing things live. So there we are. So those are a few ideas. Let's come out of the iPad share and go back to my presentation, which I've got here, and click share. Any comments in the chat about anything that I've shown you so far that's not clear, or are we good to go on to the next idea? Please let me know now, and we can go from there. Everyone's being very quiet. Good to go. Okay, cool. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you with Book Creator. Probably a lot of you know Book Creator already, but this is just another idea on how you could use Book Creator in conjunction with Bitmojis. In fact, I'm going to show you the next slide as well, which also is very relevant here, called Remove.bg. Can you just let me know in the chat if you've seen Remove.bg before? Because it'd be nice to know. So I'm just going to click on, okay, Esther hasn't seen it before. That's great. Yeah, maybe iPhone face does look a bit creepy, but never mind. It is what it is. And as I said, it's the best example that I found so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log into Book Creator. So I click here where it says teacher sign in, like that. And I'm going to sign in with my Google account. So I just, there we are, select my Google account. And here we are. Right. So this is an example of a Bitmoji character that I've got there. So I'm just going to click on New Book. I'm going to choose Portrait, but I could choose, Portrait here in the sort of the comic style. In fact, I'll do that now. I'll choose the comic style. There we are. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you for the Bitmoji Chrome extension what it looks like. Okay, so I click on here. And then let's use this particular example. So as you can see, that's the example I've got there. This is just a recent one that I've found just by putting in mask, I think it was. So there we are. So that's my Bitmoji. You can see how easy it is just to drag and drop. And then what you can do is you can click on the plus icon and you can go to where it says speech, like this. Okay, I can make that a bit smaller, like that. Okay, and then I can then double click in here and I could say, I love the VATI conference. Okay, I can make that a little bit bigger if I want to by going here, clicking on the eye icon and clicking on text settings and moving the slider there. Let's make it a little bit bigger, that's fine. And then what I can do is click the plus icon and I can go to where it says media and I can click record like this. Here we go. Then I click start recording. I love the VATI conference. It's amazing. Stop recording. Listen back to the recording. I love the VATI conference. It's amazing. Okay, click use recording. And then what happens then, the audio will then, can you see, will then appear on the screen. And I can then hover over or make that bigger over the text box, over the, speech bubble, click the eye icon. And can you see here, it says invisible when reading. So I click invisible when reading, it does that. And you can also click add transcript. I can choose the, let's see if it's got from the UK. Let's have a look. English from the UK. Yes, English Great Britain. Generate automatically. It's now generating a transcript. I'm not sure how long this takes to do this, but you get the idea. So you could, for example, if you were speaking in Italian, you could generate the Italian transcript, which is very, very nice indeed. It's I think it's going to take a little bit while to do this, but you get the idea. So that's how you could put a Bitmoji into your Book Creator book. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is to use Remove.bg in conjunction with this as well. So if I go to the next page like this, and I go to another web page here, and I do a search for photosforclass.com, which I'm a big fan of. And then let's put in bar, and we'll see what comes up. There we are. So we've got a range of bars coming up. So I'm going to go for this one like that. So I click download and download. There we are. I then go back to Book Creator, and I simply, it says the audio transcript is ready. Before I do that, let's go back to see how that works. Yeah, can you see? So I've literally just clicked on the what looks like a Google Doc, and it said, I love the party conference. So let's change that from party to VATI. The great thing about doing things live. So let's change it to VATI, but you get the idea. And then again, I could put a full stop here, and I could put in a capital I, but you get the idea. It's really a nice way of doing this. So that's great. So then tap done. And now we've got our transcript there, and it's awesome. Okay, let's go back to the next page. So here, what I'm going to do, let's see if I can just drag and drop. Yeah, I can. Look, can you see I've just dragged and dropped that image, and it's gone straight into here. There we are. Right, perfect. So now, if I go to Bitmoji here, okay, and I do a search, let's do a search for, let's just put in bar. Let's see what comes up. Oh, okay, cool. So let's have a look if there's one that I want to use. Let's use, yeah, let's choose this one. So this is the image I want to use. If I right click that and I click save image as and click save, that's now saved the image there. And then if I go to Remove.bg, which is here, and I click upload image, okay, and I choose the picture, which I've just downloaded. Let's see if I can find this. I've got lots of pictures here. Let's see if I can find, there we are. That's the picture I've just downloaded. If I now select that and click open, let's see what happens. So what's happened is it's kept this part here, but it's removed everything else, which is fine. I'll show you another use of this in a second. So if I now click download and save, that's now downloaded there. If I now go back to Book Creator and I drag this onto the screen like that, there we are. Can you see? It's now appeared like that. Now, what I was expecting is for it to remove all of this, this background. But if I go back to Photos for Class and I put in man as an example, you'll get the idea of how this is going to work. So if I, there we are. So here, for example, let's choose this gentleman. So if I click download there, like that, I go back to remove.bg and I go back to the beginning and I click upload. And then this time I choose the man drinking coffee, which is here. And then you'll see what happens. There we are. Can you see? It's completely removed the background. And also something that you can do is you can click edit and you can choose the erase restore option. And now what I can do is I can rub out, can you see? All the bit that I don't want to keep, all the section at the bottom. Let's just get rid of this bit. Again, I'm doing this all live. Then I click download. That erase tool is also nice if you want to get rid of text as well in your Bitmoji. Then that's easy. So download image. There we are. Download the image, and now go back to Book Creator. And now this time I can put that image there. And there we are. And there he is on the screen like that. And if I was taking a bit more time, I could obviously get rid of that bit there. So you get the idea. You can make a really nice sort of compilation image by using remove.bg, by using Bitmojis, or the students could be their own characters within their own little photo story. And then you can add audio in the way that I've just shown you already. So hopefully that's given you a good idea of how you can combine Bitmojis with Book Creator and with remove.bg. Cool. Right. So that's that one. Let's carry on. And then this is Photos for Class that I've shown you already. Okay, so here's another idea. Let's say you want to do a bit of Bitmoji storytelling. What you could do is if I come come out of this. So click exit and I go back to Book Creator and we go to a new page. Let's recreate this one. So this time I'm going to put in beach like this, and let's go for, let's find a good image, not that one yet. This one. Okay, so if we go for this one, click download. There we are. Go back to Book Creator, drag the image onto the page like this. Okay, you could leave it like that, or you can make it even bigger. What I particularly like about Photos for Class is it adds the attribution automatically to the photo, which is just awesome. So then what we could do is we could go here, and as you can see, I've already got the character here that I want to use, but you can just sort of search for it. But I've got it already, so I might as well just use it. You can resize it and what have you. And then you could also click the plus icon. Is it safe for students to use photosforclass.com? Well, it's supposed to be used. It's supposed to be able to be used in school. But what you could do is you could find images for them and then put them into, say, a Google folder in Drive if you prefer. But it's supposed to be okay to use. But if there's anything which you find which you feel is inappropriate, then obviously you can just find images and put them into a folder and just give them access to that folder if you prefer. So in this one, I've got my beach scene. I'm going to click thought bubble like this. I'm going to have that going like that. Click here. And then I could be saying, I wish I was at the VATI conference. Okay. I wish I was at that. Yep. And then I can make the text a bit bigger. Text settings, make that a bit bigger like that. Okay. And then again, add the audio. Click media. Click record. Here we go. I wish I was at the VATI conference. Stop recording, use recording. And there we are. Drag that over there. Make it invisible. There we are. And then again, if you click on the play button here, you can then, which is like the preview, you can then click on the speech bubble or the thinking bubble and you can hear the audio. I wish I was at the VATI conference. There we are. Then you click edit. And then if you wanted to as well, you could click the plus icon and you could put in shapes like this. You could choose a rectangle like that, put it at the bottom, resize it like that, change the color by clicking the eye icon and choosing here and choosing, say, black. And then here, clicking here. So we need to make, in fact, not black because I can't see the writing that way. So let's go back here and let's choose yellow. There we are. There we are. And then I could write something in the third person, e.g. Joe wished he was at the VATI conference. Do you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Conference. There we are. And then I can align it to the left, I think. Let's just try, or maybe not. Maybe I can't do that. I'm sure I can do that. Hang on. Text settings. Right, at the top of my head, I can't think how to do that. I'm sure that's very easy, but I can't see right now how to align it to the, anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, so that's how it works. That's the suggestion. So for sort of Bitmoji storytelling, I think it's a really, really nice idea. Okay, let's carry on. But on that point, I'm just going to, I know I've shown you Flipgrid in previous sessions, but I just want to show you another quick idea of how you can do something similar in Flipgrid, if you don't mind. So just give me a second. So I'll just click Educator Login. I presume everyone knows Flipgrid. If you don't know it, it's a really nice tool which allows you to create grids of videos. You can create groups. A group is like a class. A topic is like a lesson. So if I write VATI conference, I'll just give you an idea of what, oh, I can't write conference today. Right, VATI conference. Just give you an idea of how this can work. An example of using Bitmoji in the languages classroom. Okay, so here, what we're going to do is I could turn on video moderation, but I'm just showing you this one idea. For the captions again, that's really nice. I'm going to choose English United Kingdom, but again, you could choose Italian there. I'm going to change the timing to, I'm not going to record for 10 minutes, but I just always like to not be worried about running out of time. I'm going to make it public. Yeah, that's fine. Normally, obviously, I would recommend making it private, but just for this, I'm going to make it nice and easy and make it public and click all set. Right. So I'm going to click record a response. I'll have to turn my video off here, otherwise it won't recognize the video. There we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click effects and photo. And then I'm going to drag and drop my picture here. And there's the beach that we had before. So I'll make it nice and big like this. Okay. And then I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to find a picture of a boat. Now I've already got the boat here. I just want to show you how easy it is to do. You just put in boat. There's the boat. I then right click and click save image as. Okay. So we then click save. Okay. There's the boat. I then click effects, click photo, and then I drag the Bitmoji onto the screen like that. Can you see? Let's make it a bit smaller. And then here we go. So I'm now going to click record. We'll have a little animation like this. Here we go. Every summer, I love to go to the beach and have a little paddle in my boat, looking out for sharks at all times, of course. There we are. And you click pause, and then you click next. Every summer, I love to go to the beach and have a little paddle in my boat, looking out for sharks at all times, of course. There we are. Okay. And then you could also then click add more on the left-hand side, and you click pause. Every summer. Right. Now, the bit at the end there, I want to get rid of. So every summer, I love to go to the beach. There we are. And you click, move the handles like this. Click play. There we are. That's just about right, isn't it? Right. There we go. Oh, not that I'm a perfectionist at all, but anyway, I think that's fine. So then you click confirm. Every summer, and then you can click add more, right? So if I click add more, let's go back to photos for class. And we'll choose this one this time. So I click download. Save that image, go back to Flipgrid, click add more, effects, photo, drag that one on there. There's that photo. So you just literally lay it over the top. Let's make that a bit bigger like that. Okay, and then I go to Bitmoji and let's find another picture which I want to use. Let's put in listen this time and find, there we are. Can you see this one? So if I right click that and click save image as, save, that's now saving there. I click effects, photo, drag him on to there like that. Okay, and then record. In the summer when I'm on the beach, I also absolutely love to listen to music. It's so groovy. Yeah. Okay, and then you just build up the animation in this way. So then you click next. Every summer, I love to go to the beach and have a little paddle in my boat, looking out for sharks at all times, of course. In the summer when I'm on the beach, I also absolutely love to listen to music. It's so groovy. Yeah. Okay, and that's the idea. Oh, every summer, there we are. That's the idea. So by building up your animations in Flipgrid, by using Bitmojis, by using the background images in resources like Photos for Class, or there's Pexels, or there's Pixabay or Unsplash. These sorts of sites allow you to create this type of outcome. Then you take a selfie like this, click next, it uploads, click complete, and there's my video, which I can then share. However, click on the share button, I can then share that like this, private share link, click copy. I should be able to share this with everyone now. Let me just, I've not done this before actually in this way, but I don't see why this wouldn't work. So if you click on that, hopefully that will work for you. There we are. Okay, so let's go back to my presentation. So that's giving you some ideas around Bitmoji storytelling using Book Creator or using Flipgrid. Okay, thanks everyone for your comments. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go back to here. Let's go on to the next slide. Right, this is using Bitmoji animated GIFs. So I've already talked about using IMG PLAY image play, but this one, I'm not actually going to create this for you right now, but I'll just explain what I do. So if you click exit, what you do is you go up to your Bitmojis like this, and if you put in pose, can you see? I put in the term pose, and what it's done is it's produced lots of Bitmojis which don't have any writing. And so then here you can see I've chosen this one here, so I can just right click. Well, let's see if I can do this live actually. So if I click save image as and save that, and then if I find one when I'm just standing, which is that one, isn't it? Right click that, save image as. There we are. Okay, and then if I go to a new web page and I put in gifmaker.me, gifmaker.me, I'm sure there's other ways of doing this, it's just what I do. So then you do upload images. Okay, and then we need to find the two images on my desktop. There we are, there's one of them. And let's find the other one, which is there. Yeah, so I've got them both there. I click open, and there's, can you see? And it's made the two GIFs. And as a result of that, I can now export this. I could obviously play around with the settings, but this is fine. So I'm going to click create GIF animation. And it says download the GIF. Okay. Click save. There it is. I go back to my slides presentation, and then I just drag and drop that onto the screen, and there we are. That's how it works. Okay, so gifmaker.me is the way that I create this, but you could also use the app IMG PLAY to create that dancing one that I showed you before. And IMG PLAY is just great for making GIFs of yourself or your students, or in this case, combining a couple of images together to make this animated GIF effect. Brilliant. Right, let's carry on. Okay, right. This is when I'm going to show you how you can change the language of your Bitmoji Chrome extension. This is a video which explains how to do it, but I'm going to show you live how to do this. So I'm going to, oh, before I do that as well, you can see that it looks like there's nothing on my desktop, which isn't actually true. There's lots of things on my desktop, but there's a little trick which I'm going to show you right now. You probably can't see, if I click new share, if I click screen one, right, can you see? You can actually see my whole desktop. But it looks like there's nothing on my desktop, but there is. It's just it's hiding. If I right click here, and you can see it says view, and you can see it says show desktop items, right? So if I click that, suddenly, you can see all the things on my desktop. But if I click view again and get rid of that, it looks like they've all disappeared. So if you're doing any sort of remote teaching, it's a really nice idea to use this little trick, because it means that the students will not be able to see anything on your desktop. So there we are. I now go back to new share, and I'll select my presentation like that. And now I'm going to show you how to change the language. Right, so what you do is you go to the top right of the screen where the three dots are. You go there, you then go to where it says settings on the left-hand side. And then on the left-hand side again, you go to where it says advanced. Okay, you then click languages. And here at the top, it says language English. Okay, so I click on that. And then here I've got Italian installed already, but if I didn't have Italian installed, I would click add languages and add Italian. But now if I click on the 3 dots to the right of Italian, I can choose display Google Chrome in this language. So I do that and I click relaunch. Okay. Right, it stopped sharing my screen, so I just need to share my screen again. So let's do that now. Okay. And now if I go back to Google Slides and I go to Bitmoji, like this. Okay, you'll notice, hopefully, that, oh, I was going to say that the language, that's interesting. So I did this the other day and it worked absolutely fine. Let me just try one more time, because what should have happened is the messages should have, so that's all in Italian now. So why hasn't that worked? Let me just refresh the page, if that makes a difference. If I go here now, no, it's not working. Okay, it was working before, I'm absolutely sure, but for some reason, let me just, if I do a search, let's see, no, that's not working. Let's put in arrivederci. Let's see if that works. No, it's just, so what's happening here is just using the customized text here, but it wasn't, okay, what I was expecting to happen, which is not happening right now, is when it says good morning, that would then appear in Italian. So in other words, all the stock ones, it would appear in the language that you've chosen, but for some reason, it's not working. So never mind, I will just change it back, but this is all in Italian now. So I will now go to here, and I will go back to here, and here, and here, and here, and then I will then click there and click relaunch, and now it'll be all back in English. So I will now share my screen again. I'm sorry about that, but if you watch the video clip and explains how to do that, but I've done this before and it's worked fine. It seems to be a bit problematic in a way, but anyway, that's how you should be able to change the language so that you can get your Bitmojis in Italian, but also that that customized text does work. So you can put in any text you want in the Chrome extension, and it will then work, which is really nice. So, for example, in fact, let me just, if I click exit for a second, if I just show you what I mean, if I go to here and I write VATI rocks like that, can you see? It's then appeared like this. And another little trick is if you do Control X and then Control V, it will just change it each time. So if you want to spend a little bit of time finding the one that you like, then that's how you do that. And then you just drag and drop a picture onto the screen, and there we are. And it goes like that. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on. Okay. Right, another way of using Bitmojis. Actually, I've got another question. Okay, so Loredana, can you see everything now on my screen? You should be able to see full screen. Can you just let me know in the chat? Can everyone see my full screen now? I think what was happening was I was getting some of my screen was sort of elongated. Yeah, I think you can see my full screen. I'm not sure what was happening before. I think that maybe when I came out of my presentation, it was like a long rectangle maybe. My video is off. That's because of the fact that my it was clashing with Flipgrid. So I'm going to turn my video back on, so you should be able to see my face now. So that's all good. Anyway, so in this example, this has been taken from a French teacher in the MFL Twitterati, which is a community of language teachers, language consultants, and language associations in the UK and in Ireland. But the people are using the hashtag all over the world, which is cool. I think I am in full screen at the moment, but anyway. And if you haven't heard of it before, just do a search for MFL Twitterati and you'll find lots of ideas. In fact, if you do a search for, let me just show you live. If I come out of this for a second and I go to Twitter, which I go here, and then if I go to home and do a search for MFL Twitterati Bitmoji, and we'll see what comes up. Right, can you see? So just by doing that, you can get lots of inspiration from different language teachers using Bitmojis. There we are. So that's a little trick. Bitmoji plus MFL Twitterati, or MFL Twitterati plus any sort of keyword, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so this is an example of someone in the MFL Twitterati known as the Frenchy_UK, and she's obviously teaching how to conjugate, well, how the different être verbs which go with the auxiliary être in the perfect tense in French. And so I think this is very clever, using Bitmojis to make a grammar point. So if obviously here she's done a hand-drawn picture, and then she's added all the different important verbs around using être with the perfect tense as Bitmojis. And then I just think it's a really nice way of conveying meaning, but through this sort of cartoon type character. It goes without saying, I know I haven't mentioned this yet, but I would really encourage you, if you haven't heard of it, to go onto the Facebook group called Bitmoji Craze for Educators, which the last time I looked has, you know, over 415,000 members, which is a bit crazy, but lots of ideas for using Bitmojis. This is a similar idea. So in the UK, or in England, should I say, we have as part of the General Certificate of Secondary Education exam, the speaking exam, we have what's referred to as the photocard, which is essentially a picture that the children see, and then they have to talk about that. And we use this expression PALM W, which is PALMW, and that refers to people, action, location, mood, and weather. So here are some sort of like good phrases that one can use in relation to describing a picture. And again, this teacher, Senora Strasser, has put in Bitmojis just to bring the presentation to life, or make grammar a bit more exciting and interesting for the children, which I thought was a nice idea as well. This is another great idea. This is Bitmoji listening. So in this example, what the teacher's done is they've taken a Bitmoji, they've added it onto the slide, they've used the insert audio feature within Google Slides, and then as you can see in the instructions, it says start at the top of the pyramid and write down in your book exactly what you hear in each box. Remember to write in French. The further down the pyramid, the more challenging the sentence. Bonne chance, click on the boxes to reveal the sentences. So I'm just going to now show you how easy it is to insert audio into a Google Slides presentation. So I'm going to come out of here, just make that full screen again, go to a new tab, and I'm going to use the free web tool. There's various ways of doing this, but you normally use the free web tool called Online Voice Recorder, which I'll just share in the chat with you right now. And if you don't know how to insert audio into Google Slides, then this is how you can do it. Here we go. Okay, so this is an example of how to insert audio into a Google Slides presentation and bring your Bitmoji to life as a speaking character. Okay, so there's my audio. I then can remove the bits at the beginning and the end. I click save. There we are. If I call this VATI Bitmoji test, like that, and I click save. So it's on my desktop. I'm now going to upload this into Google Drive. So if it's okay, I'm just going to quickly pause the recording like this. Okay, so we're recording again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click insert, which is here, insert and audio. And then I'll click recent. Okay, and there's the audio. So I select that and I click select. Right, now what's happened is the audio has now gone into the slide, and I can you see it's here? There's the audio there. And all I have to do now is choose how I want to adapt it. So for example, if I right click, no, that's not right, hang on. For some reason, I can't see the actual, there we are. Oh, hang on. Right, so let me just make that a bit bigger. I don't know if you can see, but the little, there we are. There we are. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Hang on. Right, let me just, for some reason, it's not letting me move the, let's just, let me just see if I can right click that. No, it's not letting me do that. What I'm going to do is, let's try this again. If I click insert audio, choose that, click select. Right, it'll work now. I think there we are. Right, that's what I was expecting to happen. Can you see? For some reason, it was just in a position. Let me just delete that now. There we are. Right, this is what I was expecting to happen. Right, so I'm gonna make this nice and big for you. So that's the audio which I've just recorded in online voice recorder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this. So this could work in any Google Slides presentation. You right click that and you click replace image. Can you see? Replace image. Then you can choose upload from computer. And then on my desktop, I need to find a character. So I'm going to choose, well, I could choose this one. Let's choose that one like that. And there we are. Can you see? And it's got no background at all. So that means now if I click present, I can hover. Can you see? I can hover over that character and then click play. Okay, so this is an example of how to insert audio into a Google Slides presentation and bring your Bitmoji to life as a speaking character. Okay, so in other words, what I can do is I can take that Bitmoji character and I can put that Bitmoji character wherever I would like. So if I click copy and I click insert new slide and I put that character there, that's now got that character there. And then what I could do is click insert image, upload from computer. I can then find one of those scenes like this one, click open, like that. So similar sort of idea to what I've shown you already. But then I can click there, order, send to back, and there's my character. But that character is now a speaking character by the fact I've used that insert audio option. So now when you click on the present option and you click on my character here, it plays the audio like this. Okay, so this is an example of how to insert audio into a Google Slides presentation. So there we are. Hopefully that's made sense. Let's carry on to the next idea. So let's just, yeah, so that's the listing idea here. But I just showed you how you can insert audio using online voice recorder, or you could use an app like Voice Record Pro to record on your mobile device, iOS or Android, upload it into Google Drive, and then insert the audio from there. So as long as you can get the audio into Google Drive and it's MP3, which is what online voice recorder uses by default, then you're good to go. Right. Another idea is to use Bitmojis for displays. So the idea of this one, this again was on Twitter, which I thought was pretty cool, by Pauline Grand. And she's suggesting that this is what different people think about teachers. So what parents think I do, what society thinks I do, what my friends think I do, what my students think I do, what I like to do, what I actually do. So in other words, you're using the Bitmojis, the character, as opposed to a photo of yourself, in order to make a point, which I just think is really nice. So again, for languages, you could use lots of different images to do maybe describe your daily routine, for example. And then the way that you just add the text as well. I just think it's just an interesting, cool way of spicing up your displays. Okay, another idea. I appreciate this is in German, not in Italian, but I thought this was really cool. This is from a Twitter account, MFL. I'm not sure how you pronounce actually. I think it's Cum Tor maybe, but I'm not a Welsh speaker, so apologies if I've offended anybody. But here they've used a variety of different pic collages. So if you've not seen pic collage before, it's a really nice way of being able to pull together lots of images all in the same space. So in the different ones we've got here, we've got things, for example, words which make you laugh. So pamplemousse, piscine, fart, poepen, etc. So again, using the Bitmojis for the words. So you're using the text in Bitmoji, sorry, in pic collage, and then you're combining them with the different images. You then got a song title in another language, a word you keep forgetting, favorite foods. I just think it's a really nice way of displaying the language, but in a really dynamic, interesting ways. Okay, I can see Anna's asked me, how many years have you been playing with these toys? It will take me forever to learn how to use these. Well, the whole point of that, well, to be honest with you, many, many years, but the whole idea of this presentation is the fact I am recording it and you'll be able to watch it back as many times as you want. And if you get stuck with anything, you can always send me a message. But I've just been really inspired by the MFL Twitterati and how they've been using Bitmojis, along with lots of other ideas, particularly during remote teaching. And so I'm passing that information on to you. But yeah, it does take a bit of time, but hopefully this is a great shortcut on how to get started. Another idea, which I think is really cool, is to use Bitmojis for making motivational stickers. So again, you've got a couple of people here. You've got tweets by Miss R and Mrs. Sherman MFL talking about how they've been using motivational stickers in their classes. And then Danielle morganmfl.wibbly.com. She's done a step-by-step guide on how to create your own Bitmoji stickers. So essentially you just need to get the Bitmoji images as normal, and then you have to order the stickers, put them into your printer, and then away you go. You can then make your own motivational stickers with you giving instructions to the children. So again, if you want to check that out, if I just click on the link now, just to give you a flavor. So Danielle, well, it's actually officially Danielle Warren. She was Morgan, I think, but she just obviously kept the name of the website. So Danielle Warren, who's amazing to follow on Twitter. And as you can see, she's just literally gone through a step-by-step guide on how to create your own Bitmoji stickers. So there we are. Okay, let's carry on. I've mentioned the Tilt webinars, which I'm just going to reinforce now around this particular topic. So Tilt stands for technology and language teaching. And when lockdown started in March of 2020, myself and my friend Helen Myers, who works for who is a member of the Association for Language Learning, as I am as well. And we decided to help language teachers, not just from the UK, but from around the world. We decided that we would put on a number of webinars. We've now done over 50, all of which are available on my YouTube channel, which is just JoeDale100. You can see that I've given you the link here to access that. In fact, let me just give you a flavor of that right now. So if we go here and I click on videos, you can see that there are hours and hours and hours of PD for you to access, all for free, which is pretty cool. And also just recently, Helen has created a database, which I will show you here. Can you see? It says to see reports on events prior to, oh no, that's not the right one. Sorry, let's go back and find webinars. If I click on webinars, just give me, here we are. Click here for details of how to search our webinars for keywords. Right, so Helen has done this incredible job here, which is here. If I just highlight that for you and put that in the chat, like this. Okay. And I'll just click on this link for you right now. So what Helen's done is she's gone through all the webinars that we've done since March, and she's made this database with all the tags, which refer to all the content which appears in each individual webinar. And you've got all the links to the recordings, the people to follow on Twitter. It's just absolutely fabulous. So you're getting that all for free. So that's your homework, everyone. Right, let's carry on. I mentioned the Bitmoji Craze for Educators group a moment ago. When I first started looking at that group, I was really inspired by the way in which some of the teachers were using the iMovie trailer option. So if you don't know, iMovie is an iOS app. There are similar ones for Android. There's one called KineMaster, which I'll put in the chat for you right now. KineMaster, which is a sort of equivalent. That's supposed to be an I, not an L. But anyway, I think I'll put a capital I there. But it's KineMaster. And with the iMovie trailer option, what you can do is you can take images, you can put them into a template. There's various templates available. The one I'm about to show you is called Superheroes, but there's various ones. And what the teachers in Bitmoji Craze for Educators were doing is they were creating sort of like feedback for students, or maybe introducing the learning objective, or just checking in with them during lockdown. But some people were making like adverts, as it were, for their class, which I thought was hilarious. So what I thought I would do was to make a 1-minute advert for the Tilt webinars to give you a flavor of how to do this, which is available on YouTube. I'm going to play this live for you now, and hopefully you'll be able to hear it and let me know what you think. Here we go. So there we are. So that's a little advert. It's really simple to put together. Thank you ever so much, Sally. Really, really easy to put together. You literally just use the template. You then just like drag and drop the images. So you just collect the images that you want from either the Bitmoji app or from the Chrome extension. I think for this one, I just use the Bitmoji app actually. And then you just, drag and drop them into the template, put in a few titles, and you've got a really nice looking video at the end of it. So there we are. Thanks so much for the feedback. Much appreciated. So this is the Bitmoji GIF that I made. So you could use this in the gifmaker.me that I mentioned already. Yeah, so Liliana, it was the trailers in iMovie. So you could either do this on the iPhone or the iPad. You just go to iMovie and you either get the option to create a project or create a trailer. So that's a trailer example. But if you go onto the Bitmoji Craze for Educators Facebook group and you do a search for trailers or iMovie, then you'll find lots of other examples of how to do this. I just was inspired by the examples that I saw, and I just basically replicated the same idea, but just in the context of the Tilt webinars. So just to clarify how I put this together, what I did was I created. Let me just show you. It's probably going to be easy if I just show you. So if I go to exit here, okay, and I just go full screen again, and I go to a new slide. So insert new slide. Like this, and then if I go to Bitmoji and I do the pose option again. Let's just do that again. There we are, pose. Okay, and so let's say I want to use this character here. Okay, so I can just drag and drop him like that. Can you see? So what you have to do is you have to find all the images that you want. So then you take one picture that you think is groovy, and then you right click that and you click duplicate slide like that, and then you click here and you right click that and you click where it says rotate and you click flip horizontally. Can you see? And then you just repeat the same process, and then you just run the presentation like this. And what I did was I used the Google Slides app. Once I created it in the web version, I then went to the app version and I just recorded the screen. And then it just creates that. Hopefully that's giving you an idea of how to do that. So you just basically pull all the images together, rotate each image or flip it horizontally, and then you just turn that into a video, and then you put that into, say, image play, IMG, PLAY, in order to make an animated GIF. Hopefully that's giving you an idea on how to do that. But of course, at the time, people were asking me on Twitter, how did you do that, Joe? And so what I did was I sort of gave this answer, which is not completely comprehensive, but you can see Elton German says, thanks for posting your keynote lecture from Saturday's German Day. How did you make the Bitmoji dance? What is the magic? So then, as you can see, I've just given instructions on how to do this. But if you get stuck at all, just you can just ask me. It's no problem at all. But that's essentially what I did. And again, any sort of animation that you can include within your presentation, particularly if it's an animated avatar, I think it's a win-win, really. So there we are. Let's carry on to the next one. Right, the next thing I'm going to talk about in the last sort of 13 minutes is the virtual classrooms that different teachers have been making. Again, if you go to the Bitmoji Creator Educators, there are probably thousands, actually, anyway, many examples of people sharing these types of Bitmoji virtual classrooms. Essentially, the idea is that you create your background using, say, Google Slides or PowerPoint or ThingLink, which I'm going to show you an example of that in a moment. And then within that, you can then add hotspots. So you can add hyperlinks, you can add different, you can add links to images or audio or what have you in the ways that I've sort of talked about already. And so these are 4 examples of language teachers who have created these types of Bitmoji virtual classrooms. And there was a real, phase during lockdown when people were sharing these all the time, which is just fantastic. So again, you can click on any of these links and check them out. They won't have the hyperlinks built in because obviously that's personal to the individual teacher and the individual resources. But essentially the idea is that you have everything all in the one place for each lesson. So you keep the classroom the same each time. But then you just add new links according to the content you're covering in that particular lesson. So if you're teaching remotely, it's for these teachers, it's proved to be a really useful resource. So most people are using Google Slides to do this. You just go to Google Slides, you do a search in the Google image. In fact, again, let me just show you quickly. If I go to a new slide, in fact, let me go back to the one I was just on. I get rid of him. And I click on insert and image and search the web like this. Okay, and then I put in wall and floor. Let's see what happens. Right, here we are. So let's go to that classic wall and floor. So I've just done that. Click insert. There we are. So that starts you off. And then from there, you just build up the image that you want like that. Yep. And then you click insert again, image, search the web. Let's imagine you wanted an armchair. Oh, sorry, do that again. Insert image, search the web. So if I put in armchair transparent. So you want it to be transparent. There we are. So you don't have any background on it. Otherwise it won't look right. There we are. Can you see that's now transparent? And then from there, you could then go to Bitmoji and you could find an image. Like if I put in sit, there we are. So let's drag and drop him onto the armchair. And there we are. And obviously you then have to resize him to fit nicely on the chair. You get the idea, and then you just add all the other features that you want. So it does take quite a long time to put this together, but there are many templates that you can then just borrow from the Facebook group, making sure that you don't change the original. What people tend to do is make what's called a force copy, which means when you click on the link, it makes a copy for you automatically, which is obviously very important. So let's carry on. Hopefully that's giving you an idea. And as I said, you can use ThingLink for this as well. Now, this is my good lady wife who has made her own ThingLink Bitmoji classroom. And I'm going to take this to you right now and show you how it works. So again, you can see you've got the eye icon here. So if I click on this, you should be able to hear her dulcet tones, I think. Let's try it. Oh, no, so that's the text.
Welcome to your new classroom. Each week, I'll put the link into your Google Classroom. The objectives are on the board.
You get the idea. And then you've got all the different activities here. So this is a sort of starter activity. You click on matching game. That will then take you to learning apps. And this is like a drag and drop activity. If you haven't seen learning apps before, it's completely free. And it allows you to create sort of dynamic interactive activities. Let's go back to the page I was just on, which is here, and go to here. Oh, like that. And then, yeah, you've got all these different activities. So if I click here, this is a little video.
In this video,
Okay, and you get the idea. So everything's all in the one place. It's a really nice way of doing this, putting this together. So there we are. If I go to the next slide, this is another thing which some teachers have been putting together. They've been because they aren't able to take their children on real trips. They're doing virtual trips instead. Right, could you please quickly show how to make the link as the image? Right, so that will be within ThingLink. So I don't have time to show you how to. All I suggest that you do is just go to ThingLink and make an example presentation, and then it's very straightforward. Or go onto YouTube and find a tutorial. Basically, what you're doing in ThingLink is you're adding the image. You can make the image in, say, Google Slides or in PowerPoint in the way that I've shown you. Export the slide as an image, put it into ThingLink, and then add the hotspot. So it's just about adding hotspots, and then with a hotspot, you can then make that into a link or into an image or into an audio file or a video file. But if you just watch any tutorial about how to use ThingLink, it'll be straightforward. So here's some examples of virtual adventures or journeys, as we weren't able to take. Well, we still can't take people on trips. So here's an example. As you can see, this teacher here, I think, has made her collection available on the TES, the Times Educational Supplement. But again, if you just click here, you get the idea. So you can take the children on a virtual holiday, so they can visit, for example, Germany, and then what the teacher has done is she's embedded lots of like YouTube clips to give a flavor of the things that you can find in these different places, or audio files, or whatever it might be. So that's just giving you a little flavor of how that works. And then here, this is the actual TES resource, so you can download that. I'll just put that in the chat for you to make it nice and easy. There we are. Is that going to work? No, just do that again. Highlight the text. And there we are. Okay, so then you can have a look at that. That's completely free to download. And then you can then customize that, I'm sure, and create your own Bitmoji virtual adventure. Another great place to look is this Padlet, which has lots of examples that the MFL Twitterati has shared, some of which include Bitmoji resources, as you can see, virtual classrooms and trips. You've got all the links there, which you can check out. I'm going to share the whole presentation with you, so I don't need to put everything in the chat with you, but that's a really nice resource to have a look at, to be inspired by other people. I've mentioned this one already, but this is a really nice idea. MFL Twitterati plus keywords. If you put in a search for MFL Twitterati plus Bitmoji, or MFL Twitterati plus speaking or grammar, or what have you, then you will find lots of interesting tweets. Not only is that good for finding new content, but also you can see the person that's tweeted the idea that you find interesting, and therefore you can then follow that person and ask them more. So because all the tweets are archived now, right from when Twitter first started, there's a wealth of resources out there for you to have a look at. And the way in which I got lots of people's Bitmojis is I created a Google Slides presentation. I'll just show you this quickly now. And I asked the question, could you please add a Bitmoji of yourself standing with no text, search pose, and one for your Bitmoji face, etc., etc. And within, I think, a couple of days, I had over 100 Bitmojis. So that was my example. And then I just went through, and as you can see, all these lovely people have added all their Bitmojis. So I can then use those and use them for different activities. For example, I made a jam board as a Guess Who activity with lots of their lovely faces. And I thought that was hilarious. But you could use it for playing Guess Who in the languages classroom. So there we are. That's that one. Let's go back to here. And I've just about finished. And just as a little thought, obviously, I do have to make a living by doing webinars. I can't go and travel anywhere face to face. So if you're in a position whereby you'd like to book me in your school or a couple of schools to do a webinar going through some of these ideas or lots of other ideas that I can offer, then please do get in touch. And here are 18 example sessions of how you can teach languages remotely or in a hybrid context, or whatever we find ourselves in nowadays. seems to be changing on a daily basis, then do get in touch if you want to scan the QR code or go to that link. As I said, I was sharing the whole presentation with you. I would love to hear from you. I've given you my email address already. I don't mind getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do a 7 o'clock session or earlier. Just let me know. I'd love to support you in whichever way I can. So there we are. That's the presentation. So if you'd like to scan that or what have you, I'll put this in the chat as well. So it's is.gd/VATI virtual 1. And I am speaking tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is completely different. We're looking at using geo tools that Google produce for virtual reality adventures. So we're going to focus on Google Tour Creator as well as some other ideas. And I'll be showing you how easy it is to pull together a virtual tour. So as I've shared the link in the chat, I'm going to stop sharing, and I will, if anyone wants to say something, Ferdinando, if you want to wrap up with 3 minutes to go, or if anyone has any questions, then feel free to ask me now. And I will give you the opportunity as well to unmute yourself. So to do that, I click here, and then, yep. So now I've given you the permission to unmute yourself if you'd like to turn on your microphone. But over to you, Ferdinando. Thank you so much to VATI for giving me this opportunity, and I hope you found the presentation useful, and it's given you lots of ideas on how to use Bitmojis. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you everyone for participating, and we hope to see you tomorrow at both sessions, or at least sessions you've registered for. No, I don't want to hold up anyone anymore. It's time to get up, have a walk, have a sherry, have a gin and tonic, or whatever else you have in mind, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, Maria, did you have a question? Did you put your hand up? Did you have a question, Maria, or are you okay? You're okay. All good. Okay. Well, thank you ever so much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. I will not be having a gin and tonic as it is only 8:30 in the morning. But thanks ever so much, everyone. I'll stop recording now. There we are.
Okay.